Hello everyone, my name is Billy Ennis and I'm the Junior National Program Director here at USA Cycling, and I'm here to talk to you about the Regional Talent ID Camps. So what are these camps exactly? The Regional Talent ID Camps were a crucial step in the progression of almost all the athletes that went through the USA National Team program. They are a constantly evolving step in a rider's progression that was introduced in 2006 in order to develop and identify some of the United States' best professional riders from a very young age. This is the USA Cycling Athlete Development Pathway. It's a roadmap. It's a pathway that USA Cycling has been evolving over the years to help progress young athletes through the sport of cycling. You start at the beginning. You race your bike. You decide to attend a regional talent ID camp. You get invited to the national talent ID camp. Then you get invited to race in Europe. You go to the World Championships. You get invited to race with the U23 national team. You progress. You get faster and smarter. And ultimately, after a lot of hard work, you make it to the professional ranks. Okay, that's the straight path. You might not step on every stone in the pathway, but the Regional Talent ID Camp is a crucial step of athlete skill development and talent identification, and one that almost all our top athletes have participated in. So how do you qualify? To ensure the safety of all camp participants and to maximize learning opportunities for all, there is a minimum standard of on-the-bike competency that all camp participants must satisfy. Road camps are available to athletes with a minimum race age of 14 and no older than racing age 22. Cross-country mountain bike camps will be limited to riders who are a minimum racing age of 14 years old and no older than racing age 18. Athletes that are automatically eligible to participate in the camps meet one or more of the following standards, contingent on space being available in the desired camp. If you participated in the regional camp program last season or prior to last season. Should you carry a valid, current collegiate racing license, men D, C, or B, and women C or B, and are under the racing age of 21. The only exception would be if cross-country mountain bike camp. Finish in the top 5 in a USA Cycling Road Development Race Series race, 15-16 or 17-18 category, since June 1st of last year. Athletes 14 years old must qualify through the 15-16 category. Results in the 13-14 category will not be counted. Finish in the top 5 in an AMBC race, Category 2, 15-16 or 17-18 age categories. Since June 1st of last year's season, athletes that are 14 years old must qualify through the 15-16 category. Results in the 13-14 category will not be counted. Finish in the top 10 in the road race, time trial, or criterium event at last year's or this year's Junior Road National Championships. 13-14, 15-16, and 17-18 results will be considered. Finish in the top 10 in the cross country at last year's Junior Mountain Bike National Championships in the 13-14, 15-16, or 17-18 age groups in Category 2. For road camps, athletes must carry a current USA Cycling racing license as a minimum Category 4 and be a minimum race age of 14. For mountain bike camps, athletes must carry a current USA Cycling racing license as a minimum Category 3 and be a minimum race age of 14. And lastly, if you represented the United States in international competition last season. And how much do these camps cost? Camps range from $750 to $950, depending on the camp and time of registration. What does this cost cover? This fee covers your housing, food, and coaching for the time you're at the camp. You're usually housed in a university dorm and are typically served college-level food. So if you require special foods due to special dietary needs, then be prepared and bring your own. Ride, food, and nutrition, depending on the camp, will be provided. Check with your camp manager and make sure of this before you show up. The Flagstaff Selection Camp, which is a slightly different camp, is open to junior males racing age 17 to 18 who hold a USA Cycling racing license of Cat 3 or better. A team of 6 will be selected from the camp to participate in this season's Tour de l'Abitibi, one of the most prestigious junior stage races in the world. This team will have their team entry fees paid, but additional costs such as airfare, vehicle rental, and staff compensation will be the responsibility of the selected riders. If participation warrants, a second team may be selected, although no financial compensation will be provided. This selection camp will be limited to 24 riders only. Our website will have all the up-to-date and current information regarding this camp and all the other camps, so be sure to check it for up-to-date contact, pricing, and scheduling information. Anyone can ask for financial assistance to attend a camp by applying for USA Cycling's Ed Burke Travel Grant. Go here and you'll learn how to apply. Who is coaching at the camps and what will you be doing? Qualified, certified USA Cycling coaches run the camps, which can have 15 to 35 athletes attending. Usually there is more than one coach on hand helping and assisting the camp managers, so this keeps the ratio of athletes to coaches around 6 to 1. These camps aren't team training camps, where you'll be riding 4 hours every day, 2 by 2, and then back to the hotel for a massage and snacks. No, these camps are for skills development and racing education. Ugh, education, but it's summer and I don't want to learn, school's out. Yes, but this is fun education, for what you love to do. You'll learn about race tactics, hear stories from special guests about their race experiences, so it's best to have an open mind and be ready to learn. Remember, everyone you meet knows something you don't, and their experiences can help your future. You'll work on bumping skills, obstacle avoidance, handling, feeding at race speed, pace lines, leadouts, and more, depending on the terrain at your camp and what the camp managers have planned for you. A lot of these skills will be done on grass, so it's a lot safer than pavement. All of these skills have a race application, even though you may not realize it while you're doing them. But over the years, we've learned that developing a certain set of basic skills will make an athlete's race experience in Europe much smoother and easier. Before these camps began, we found that a lot of our riders were having a very hard time staying at the front, much less racing. Now, since we've instituted these camps, the level of our athletes competing in Europe has been raised, and we're winning events consistently, opening up new doors of opportunity. It's best to be rested for these camps. Even though you're not riding 5 hours every day, you'll be on the go from the moment you put your bike together on day one. And speaking of your bike, please make sure it's in perfect condition before you head to camp. It should be clean and working as if you're about to race national championships or lend it to Eddie Merckx. Either one. Not every camp will have a mechanic, so make sure your bike is in tip-top condition. Nobody likes replacing an internal cable, know what I mean? If your bike has a power meter, make sure you understand how to calibrate it and zero it out. If you've decided to attend a camp that's not in your backyard, it's best to check the terrain and weather of where it is you're going. Use the Googles. It will tell you all you need to know and more about where you're headed. Read the code of conduct before you head to camp. Know it, and know that if you break it, there are consequences. Ultimately, you're responsible for your behavior, so do the right thing, always. Always be on time and be respectful. We're here for you. The coaches are at camp for you, and we all want you to progress and become better athletes. But most importantly, be prepared to make new friends and have a great time. These camps are fun, really fun. You'll laugh a lot, and that's always a good thing. You'll also do 2 power tests on the bike, one about 5 minutes and one that's about 20 minutes in duration. If you have a power meter, great, bring it to camp. And make sure you know how to zero the offset. If you don't have one, we'll provide Stages power meters for some athletes to use, but if we run out and we can't install a Stages power meter on your bike, we've got math wizards that came up with an algorithm that will estimate your power output to a very precise percentage. After your test, you'll be ranked among the camp participants and then against all other camps participants nationwide. What's this testing for? Ultimately, it's a way for me to see how well you stack up against all the other athletes that have been through the pathway. This testing isn't the be-all, end-all, but it is a very good indicator of your work capacity. Think of it as a placement test, so it's important that you put in your best efforts. Off the bike, you'll attend lectures given by the coaches and special guests. These lectures will vary from camp to camp depending on who's available in the camp's region. You could hear from nutrition experts, mechanics, local pros, and more. USADA might be available to come to your camp and explain what supplements are safe to use and which are not. You might learn about which colleges offer online programs while you're racing full-time. Rest assured that the knowledge gained from these camps helps you in your progression to become a better bike racer. It's all great stuff. So what happens after the camp is over? There is a possibility of being invited to the National Talent ID Camp held at the Olympic Training Center based in Chula Vista, California in October. Depending on your testing results, demeanor, and coaches' recommendations, you may be selected to race at a 15-16 race camp in Europe, a European Junior National Team race block, or a European-based mountain bike camp. If you're still not convinced, take a look at who has moved through the pathway. Riders such as Nate Brown, Lawson Craddock, Larry Warbass, Ian Boswell, and many, many more. They started here, at a regional talent ID camp, and so can you.